everybody. I'm here today with you, Larissa, and I'm going to do some yoga exercises with you. Just have to connect you to our TV here. There we go. Alright, so I'm going to add some comforting music. Of course, always we have ads that come in on this. There we go. There's our comforting music. Hopefully it's not too loud. I put it farther away from the camera this time. So we're just going to start with warming up our arms and our legs. So we'll do a sway across our body. Make sure we're taking deep breaths as we move. Warming up those arms. Just like a bird flying in the air. You should feel the blood flowing in your arms now. Alright, let's shake them out. Okay, let's kind of roll out those shoulders back and forward. Okay. Now let's move our wrists in a circle. Do it kind of quickly. And slowly the other way.
Dawn.
Good morning, Dawn. Good to see you. We're going to do some yoga this morning. We're switching it up. Hope you enjoy. So we're just warming up our limbs. Get our arms moving, our wrists moving. And stretch out that back.
Good morning.
Yay! Alright, we're going to rotate our arms backwards one at a time, like we're doing a backstroke. Remember to do those deep breaths. Nice. All right, let's come up and do the front stroke, or I guess that's what it is. I don't swim much. He's just fixing our system here. There we go. Now I can see your comments on our TV. What's a day without technical difficulties around here, I tell ya.
Can you see okay?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, we got our arms warmed up, our wrists warmed up. So now we're gonna do some light twists from side to side, nothing too big. Get our trunk warmed up. It's a beautiful morning for some yoga and some calming exercises. The sun is shining. Those birds are out there chirping. I had one of those swallows attack me on my way in this morning. No fun. Alright, we got our trunk warmed up. Let's get our legs moving. So we'll just sway our knees in and extend out. In and out. Just get those joints moving. We'll get a deeper stretch in our yoga if we've warmed up our body. We're not shocking it into this crazy stretch without our muscles moving and warmed up. Sometimes I find it's a good thing to have yoga in the morning because our muscles get all tired and stiff from the night sometimes when we're sleeping in one position. It's It's nice to have a good morning stretch. So, Dawn, let me know if the music's too loud in the background. I don't want to drown out the instructions like last time. All right, now we'll just do some loops, right leg to the outside. I have a table in front of me, just has my instructions, so that's what you're seeing there. All right, and in, getting those hip flexors moving and exercised. You should be feeling it a little bit in that hip joint. It warms up your leg. You can feel the blood moving in your legs. Warming up. All right, other leg. All right, the other way. This week is much more beautiful than they were predicting. I thought it was supposed to be rainy until Friday, but I'm enjoying the sun. Right, got that leg warmed up. We'll just do a little march, very slowly, and just enough to get those thighs moving. You can't see my feet. I'll back up a little. There we go. That's better. All right. There we go. And a nice, slow march going. Sorry about that, Dawn. All right. And then let's just roll out our ankles. And the other way. No problem. There we go. All right, shake it all out. All right, your body should feel nice and warmed up, ready to go. Remember during our yoga routine to breathe. Our inhales and exhales are very important. I have my instructions here beside me. All right, on our inhale breath, we're gonna put our arms out and up to the ceiling above our heads. So we'll take an inhale breath. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And if it feels good to close your eyes as you're going through the movements and focus on your breath, feel free to do so. I know when I'm doing yoga in the morning or in the evening, I like to close my eyes. It makes me feel a bit more sleepy but focused. One more deep breath. There we go. All right. Let's keep that back straight, our shoulders back and down. Try to just keep your spine nice and long, feet planted on the ground in front of you. All right. We're gonna do a frontward fold. We're gonna take an inhale, and on the exhale, we're gonna bend forward and just let everything hang, your arms and your head. So inhale and bend. Inhale and bend. and bend. Inhale. And one more time, bend. All right. Sorry about my hair today. Okay. Now we're going to do another forward bend. Sorry, I'm just reading my instructions as we go along, multitasking. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do another forward bend. We're going to put our hand on the outside of our right foot, our right arm, and then we're going to extend our left arm up above us and look to our fingertips to open up our chest, okay? So here we go. Take a deep breath in and exhale as we go down. Spread out those feet, get those fingertips out. Stretch. Only go as far as you feel comfortable, nothing that hurts you. Remember to breathe. All right, we'll bring it back down, head down, arm down. Just let it hang for a minute. All right, other side. Take a deep breath in. Look up and exhale. Okay, we'll bring your arm back down, your head back down, and breathe. All right, we'll come back up. We'll take a couple breaths in and out. It's good to promote blood flow to your brain. It helps with how we're feeling during the day. The blood flow in your brain actually reduces anxiety and depression, and it just feels good. It wakes you up in the morning. All right. So next we have the chair pigeon. We'll sit back in our chair, take a couple deep breaths tall. And on your next inhale, we're gonna bring our ankle to our knee. Ready? There we go, and exhale, relax into the position. Take a few deep breaths in this position. As you exhale, let your body just relax. Relax your hip, because you might feel the tightness in your hip as we go through this. And just try and relax with your knee bringing down with gravity. Bring your knee down as you can, as easily as you can. But don't push yourself. Just to where you're comfortable. Just enjoy the stretch in your hip. Okay, now gently, we're going to release the leg and put it back down on the ground. Take a breath in between. And on your inhale breath, we're going to bring up the other leg and ankle up to our opposite knee. Now for me, I know my left hip is much tighter than my right hip. So I'm going to take it easy and try and guide that knee down the best I can, but not too much. I don't want to be in pain. Just feel the stretch. Deep breaths in and out. In and out. And relax in your exhale into your stretch. Try and just release the tension. Okay, now we're going to gently release that foot down to the ground. There we go. Okay, we're going to sit with our feet planted on the ground, about shoulder width apart. We're going to put our hands on our knees, and we're going to do a cat and cow. So if you haven't heard of cat and cow before, our cat, we arch our back into a full arch, and then the cow, we push our belly and chest out, and we have our backs in an opposite, like in a U shape here, in a backwards U. It's best shown from the side, so I'll just move my chair. So we'll start here. We'll start with our cow. So sitting up tall, hands on your lap. We're going to just bend our shoulders back, pushing our spine forwards, chest out. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, we're going to go into cat. We're going to round our shoulders and our chest in with our chin tucked in. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Now the cat and cow is good for your spine too, to just give you that stretch back and forth. Where we're extending your spine, and we're compressing your spine. And it's good to do your movements with breathing. It helps you get that extra stretch. When we exhale, our body relaxes more. Next we have our chair eagle. So this one's a little bit more tricky. Just do it the best you can with the movements. I can't quite do it exactly how the instructions go, so no pressure. So what we're going to do first is we're going to cross our right thigh over our left. You can try and wrap your foot around your calf. I can't. I'm not that flexible. So if you just want to cross your knees over each other, and then we're going to bring our arms up. We're going to put our left elbow over our right and the back of our hands together. And we're going to sit tall, and we're going to breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And you should be feeling that stretch in your shoulders, in your arms, and a little in your legs. Mostly on the outside here of your thigh. All right, and we're gonna undo our arms, kind of shake them out a little, very gently. Uncross our legs. And now we're gonna bring our left leg over our right. And try and relax into that. Again, my left hip's a little bit more stiff than my right, so I have a bit more trouble getting that over. So if you have one side that's harder than the other, no worries. And now we're gonna bring our arms up. We're gonna bring our right elbow over our left elbow. We're gonna cross them and put our back of our hands together again. For an inhale. And an exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now remember to relax on our exhale. Try and let your muscles just fall into the position they're in. Letting go of any tension you might have built up. Okay, I'm starting to feel it. Don't know about you guys, so we're gonna uncross our arms, kind of shake it out a little. All right, and gently uncross our legs and plant them back down. Okay, that one got my arms stretched quite a bit. I don't know about you guys. Now we have our chair spinal twist. So it's exactly what it sounds like. We did a little mini one this morning to kind of warm up our trunk, but we're gonna go deeper with this one. So we're gonna bring our right hand to the right side of our chair. If you don't have arms on your chair, you can grab the back of your chair. And our left comes to meet it. And as we turn, we're gonna take an inhale, hold, and on our exhale, we're gonna go a little deeper into the twist. Inhale. And if you can go deeper, go ahead on the exhale. If you can't, just hold it comfortably. All right. And on our inhale, we're going to gently bring it back to center with our left hand leading. Now I got a good stretch on that side. Let's take it to the other. All right, so we'll start with our left hand. I'm going to put it on the back of my chair. And our right hand to guide on our inhale. Twist. On our exhale, go into it deep. Inhale. And if you can, go a little farther. If not, just enjoy where you are. All right, so we're going to come out of this, our right hand leading, our left hand to follow. All right, I hope your back feels limber, your arms, your legs, your trunk. All right, so this is my absolute favorite part of yoga. It's called the Savasana pose. So we have a chair Savasana. It's very simple. It's basically like sleeping. So we're gonna put our hands on our lap or wherever you're most comfortable. I don't want you to worry too much about your posture. Keep it in mind, but no worries. And just focus on your breathing as you close your eyes, listen to the sounds around you and the music, and we're just gonna relax for a few minutes with our eyes closed and deep breathing in the sitting position. Okay? So we'll start with our inhale. Okay, so to come out of our Savasana, just bring your mind to your hands and your feet. Kind of wiggle your fingers, your toes. Listen to the sounds in the room, the sound of my voice. Feel your arms. Maybe give yourself a little hug. Move your arms from side to side. Gently open your eyes. Kind of wake up your senses again. Whew. That's my favorite part of yoga. Just bringing it back down. It helps your body heal and really take in all the poses we just did. It relaxes your muscles instead of getting up and going at the day. So Savasana is actually really good for you any time of the day. If you start to feel a little stressed or overwhelmed, it's good to just sit in a chair, close your eyes, listen to the sounds around you, just take those breaths, even if it's for a minute. Doesn't matter. Sometimes I know it's taken me a long time to get my mind to settle during a Savasana. So it's okay if your mind was running while we were doing this and it wasn't relaxed. It takes time. All right, so great job for yoga today. Dawn, thank you for watching. We're gonna do a few trivia questions before we sign off. I don't wanna work out our body and not our brains, so just turning our music down here. Okay, I hope you're feeling good after that yoga stretch. I know I am. It's nice you can do yoga at work. All right, here we go, Dawn. We have some miscellaneous trivia. What do you do with SOS pads? What do you do with SOS pads? I know my grandmother has these. She likes to save them and she'll cut them in half. And that way she can use more because I think they only come in a pack of 4 or 5. So that way she has the double amount. Oh, thank you, Dawn. I'm glad you liked the music. It made me feel nice and calm and relaxed. I hope it helped you too. So our SOS pads are known to scrub or scour pots and pans because it's steel wood soap. Steel wood soap. I know I hate the feeling of them though when we get scrubbing and they're very, very rough, and then they get sticky with their soap. But you know what? They work, right? Scrub pots, that's right, Dawn. Great job. Who were Citation Man o' War, Seattle Slew, and Seabiscuit? Who were Citation, Man o' War, Seattle Slew, and Seabiscuit? I'll give you a hint. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I don't really have a typical yoga outfit. Horses, yep, that's it. Horses. What was the family car in the 1950s? These were very popular. My mom used to talk about how they rode around in their family one of these. A family car in the 1950s. They're very popular. I think almost everyone had one if they had a big family. And I know you could ride in the back. I don't think you had to have seat belts in these things back then. And the seats faced, you were in the trunk, I guess, and you faced outside. Oh, good morning, Heather. So you'd face the trunk window, I think, from what I've been told. I've never actually seen one in person, but you'd sit in this vehicle. It was a very big hatchback. It was also known as a wagon. There's a first word in front of it. The family car in the 1950s. Rumble seat. That's a rumble seat in the back, eh? Yes. And they're found in which vehicle? A lot of families have them. When I think of this car, I think of blue. A station wagon, that's right, Dawn. A station wagon. Where will you see Wrigley Field? Where will you see Wrigley Field? Somewhere in the States. I've never heard of Wrigley Field. I don't know if it's baseball or if it's football. Wrigley Field. I think the internet's working a little faster today, though. I hope. This place, Boston, you're close. It's Chicago. Chicago. And do you know what Wrigley Field is used for, Dawn? Is it baseball? That would be my guess. It could be very off. It could be very far off. The next question is, which businessman named his son Edsel? Which businessman named his son Edsel? E-D-S-E-L. Baseball, yeah. That's what I would have guessed too. This man was popular for making vehicles. Which businessman named his son Edsel? This man, his last name still carries on in vehicles that we have driving around now. He created, I think he created vehicles. I'm not as much of a trivia buff as Christy. I'm not as good as this yet. I'm making my way. Just got a few years on me of trivia. So the answer to that, the Edsel car designer. Yeah, so Henry Ford. Henry Ford. That's kind of funny that he named his son Edsel and he had the Edsel car. All right, next question. What animal is the symbol of the Chessie Railroad? What animal is the symbol of the Chessie Railroad? I've never heard of this one either. And it's kind of a cute answer. I'm gonna grab my handy dandy Google. And I'm gonna find what this looks like for you. The Chessie Railroad. Let's see. Chessie. Oops. No, it wants to tell me that Chessie's the Cheshire Cat. That's right, it's a kitten. What product is made by Tops? What product is made by Tops? Tops, T-O-P-P-S. It's kind of sweet. Something sweet and kind of chewy. What product is made by Tops? I haven't heard of Tops Company before, but they made chewing gum. Chewing gum was their thing. Yep, that's right, Dawn, you got it, gum. Our next question is, what is the featured product at Dairy Queen? What is the featured product at Dairy Queen? Now we know that they have cold desserts, but it's a specific cold dessert. It's very specific. I think McDonald's also sells this in a cone. Some of my favorite go-to summertime treats. Even in the winter sometimes. After a soccer game, you like to get some of this. Or any sports game for that matter. Ice cream sandwich? No, but good guess. It's actually soft serve ice cream. So it's very similar to what's inside of an ice cream sandwich. It's soft ice cream. Good guess, Dawn. Next we have, what was the bikini swimsuit named for? What was the bikini swimsuit named for? Which I never knew this either. It's kind of funny. Reminds me of going to the beach in the summer. I don't know if anybody's ever made it out to Port Dover in the summer. There's tons of people on those beaches, and they have those different, they have, I think they have Nectals, and they have Willies, and another Bikini Beach. Yes, so it is. It's Bikini Island in the South Pacific. I've never heard of that before, but that was a good guess. You got it right there, Dawn. Our next question here is on which television network was Ed Sullivan's variety show broadcast? On which television network was Ed Sullivan's variety show broadcast? The Ed Sullivan Show. It's a tricky one. Now we don't have any, well, we do have different broadcasters, but a lot of people watch Netflix now. NBC? Nope, it's CBS, but that was a good guess, Dawn. CBS. Our next question here. During World War II, what did GIs call a button chopper? During World War II, what did GIs call a button chopper? I didn't know this either. slang for somebody's service that they would do in the war for, I'm guessing, the soldiers. Something that you do in your household as well. During World War II, what did GIs call a button chopper? It's kind of a funny name. All right, I'm sure Dawn, laundry? Yep, that's the answer, the laundry service. Good job, Dawn. All right. What was somebody trying to sell you if your doorbell rang and you heard the phrase, Avon calling? What was someone trying to sell you if your doorbell rang and you heard the phrase, Avon calling? My aunt sells Avon. They have some pretty cool things in Avon. You know, there's a lot of people in our community, I think, that sell it and buy it. I have a couple friends, actually, that I work with at IDA that sell it as well. Cosmetics, that's correct. Cosmetics. All right. Which cartoon character said Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes are great? Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes. Oh my goodness, that is a tongue twister. Kellogg's Sugar Frosted Flakes are great. I remember this one playing all the time when I was a kid on commercials when you'd watch your cartoons on Saturday morning. Tony the Tiger, that's right, Dawn. Great guess. All right. How are you traveling if you are in a gondola 1,000 feet above the earth? How are you traveling if you are in a gondola 1,000 feet above the earth? Part of me wants to do this sometime in my life, but the other part of me, that's a chicken, afraid of heights, does not want to do this. But it's kind of a cool way to travel. I wonder if it's shaky while you're up there. I don't know. If it shakes. Hot air balloon. Good job, Dawn. All right. Our next one is, what did some people build in the 1950s to protect themselves in case of a nuclear attack? What did some people build in the 1950s to protect themselves in case of a nuclear attack? Now, actually, fun fact, when I was in high school, one day our power went out and there was, I think, only a few of us, me and my friends, and we were hanging around the school, and I don't know why we were still there, but we were, and it was dark, and we were traveling around looking at places we don't usually go in. A bunker, yep. And there's actually a bunker in the bottom of our old high school in Hagersville. There's a bomb shelter. So I thought that was kind of neat. All right. Who were the 4 singing sisters who appeared on the Lawrence Welk Show? Who were the 4 singing sisters who appeared on the Lawrence Welk Show? I'm not sure. I'm sure I've seen them before, but I can't quite put a face to the name. The 4 singers. And they were sisters. Having 4 sisters would keep a busy household, that's for sure. Andrews sisters, good guess. It's actually Lennon sisters. The Lennon sisters. Which country singer recorded 2 concert albums in prisons? Which country singer recorded 2 concert albums in prisons? Now this I never knew. I love this singer. He's a good country singer, but I had no idea. It explains one of his songs, I guess. In a prison. He must have been pretty brave to go in there. Johnny Cash. Yes, Johnny Cash is the answer there, Dawn. Good guess. All right. Aaron Copland primarily wrote music for what group of instruments? Aaron Copland primarily wrote music for what group of instruments? You don't hear this very much. Unless I know some Christmas songs and Christmas music sometimes comes from this kind of music. It's more of a fancy brand of music, I would say. I've heard of the name Aaron Copland before. I think it's quite famous, this man. But he wrote music for a certain group of instruments. Strings, yes. Strings, I'll take that. It's symphony orchestra, so it's pretty much same thing. Very close. All right. Next we have, what was a Pierce arrow? What was a Pierce arrow? And it's spelled P-I-E-R-C-E with a dash, A-R-R-O-W. A Pierce arrow. I've never heard of this one before, and I know a lot of different names. Gone to a lot of, oh yep, car, that's right, Dawn. I knew you'd get that one right away. So it is a car, it's an old car brand. Or car model, sorry. All right. Let's see. What do you do in a Pullman car? What do you do in a Pullman car? I've never been on this locomotive before. But that's kind of handy to have one of these on one. In a Pullman car, what do you do? Sleep. That's correct, Dawn. You would sleep. You sleep while traveling on a train. Next, this is kind of a Dawn question here. How many spark plugs are in a 6-cylinder car? How many spark plugs are there in a 6-cylinder car? The only thing I've ever learned about vehicles and cars has been from my boyfriend. He has taught me everything I know about vehicles, which is a lot more than I've actually taken in. So, I mean, I know how to do my own oil change. I can do that on my own. I'm very proud of that. But when it comes to engines, I'm lost. Normally 6, that's correct. 6 is the answer I have here. So I'm sure you're right. There's different fluctuations of answers when it comes to vehicles. Okay, take our time. Okie dokie, here we go. What is the name of the mode of communication that consists of a series of dits and das? What is the name of the mode of communication that consists of a series of dits and das? I didn't know that's what they were called. Dits and das. Actually, I think I learned a little bit about this mode of communication when I went in Hamilton. There's oh my goodness, it's a big mansion, and they have it's from the war times in Hamilton. I can't remember the name of it now. But anyways, it's just off of Lake Ontario there, but they have a little museum off the side of their house, and they teach you how to read and understand this mode of communication. It's a lot of clicks. Morse code, that's correct. Morse code. All right. How many sides does a stop sign have? How many sides does a stop sign have? Now this I'd have to stop and think about. I don't really pay that close of attention to a stop sign, I guess. I mean, I do when I stop on the road, but when it comes to really 6, good guess, you're close. It's actually 2 more sides. It's 8 sides for a stop sign. But I think different stop signs have different sides because I've seen some that are kind of smaller with more sides and bigger and wider with less sides, like with 6. So I think that's a fair answer. I'll give that one to you. All right. Which fruit is used to indicate a car that's defective from the start? Which fruit is used to indicate a car that is defective from the start? Hearing that statement, I don't know, it might trick me, even though I think I'd guess the answer. A lemon. Yeah, that's correct. A lemon. I know, old cars can be lemons. Let's see. Some of these are very easy, so I just don't want to kind of stump you guys this morning. What is the headwater of a river? What does it mean? What is the headwater of a river? A headwater of a river. I'll find one more while Dawn's guessing that there. Headwater of a river. Its origin. Yep, that is correct. Good job, Dawn. All right. Here's some slang from the 1950s. We'll do a couple of them before we go off, I guess. So what is a bash? What would you refer to? What is a bash? What does that mean? The slang for a bash. What does it mean? I like having a bash. A party, yes. Maybe this weekend you'll have a stay-at-home bash for Victoria Day. All right, next one is, if you get on the horn, what are you doing? If you get on the horn, what are you doing? This was a phrase I remember my grandparents would say, and I would not understand at first because I thought they were talking about a car. If you get on the horn, what are you doing? Sometimes I'd like to know where these phrases, kind of this slang, came from, because I don't know how this relates. On the phone, that's right, Dawn. I don't know how the horn and a phone really connect, but it works. All right, last one here. What are you doing when you pop a clutch? What are you doing when you pop a clutch? This is something I hear my boyfriend say when he's riding his dirt bike. And it confuses me. And Dawn, you probably know this one because it has to do with vehicles with a stick. And I have a hair in my face, I'm sorry. And sometimes bikes. Popping the clutch. I think it's more referring to a car though. My hair's all falling out. Burnout or wheelie. Yeah, so you just basically would release the clutch and yeah, and you go down. I feel like that is the most fun to do. You pop the clutch and let her go. I don't drive standard, obviously. Sadly, I think it would be fun to drive standard, but I'm an automatic person. All right. Thank you for joining me, Dawn, and anybody who watches this later. I hope you enjoy. We'll see you this afternoon. We'll have an activity at 2 o'clock. Christy and I will be presenting for you. So hope to see you then, and if not, take care. Enjoy this beautiful day. See you later. Bye, Dawn.